a ghost story that sounds completely unbelievable but is entirely true.
First, let me preface this by saying I never believed in ghosts. I never believed in the supernatural. I just didn't. I thought there was a logical explanation for everything. About 10 years ago, a lady in my neighborhood asked me to overtake a house to be the caregiver for the house and to start a Airbnb with the house, kind of an inn, a bed and breakfast type deal. So I went and looked at the house. It was a beautiful 1932 house, gorgeous floors. I mean, it was just a beautiful home. Everything in the home was original to the home. I mean, it was, 1932, plaster walls. It was great. So I started on cleaning the house. I was upstairs. The house was on a hill. It was like one side of the house was built on a hill. The other side of the house was built off of the hill. So one corner of the house was actually 3 stories off the ground, whereas the other corner was like 2 stories. I was working in one of the bathrooms, the upstairs corner bathroom, cleaning, and I heard a big pop, big boom, and I was like, what was that? It was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and it was on the outside of the house, like someone had punched the outside of the house. I was so exhausted, I just, it was whatever. So fast forward maybe a month or two, I'd always felt kind of weird in the house, like I was being watched, because it was a big house, big open floor plan. And my best friend came in and said, "Have you ever seen anything in this house?" I said, "No, why do you ask?" And she said, "Because there is a woman standing in that kitchen who has a bouffant hairstyle, a crinoline dress, and she loves you because you take care of her house. And there's a little boy over there at the foot of your steps, sitting on the steps looking at you, glaring at you because he cannot stand you. And then there are 2 people upstairs. You don't have to worry about them. They're just kind of, but there's something in your basement that is wicked evil, and you don't want to mess with that." About 3 weeks later, I am a performer. I was directing a show, and I was meeting with the costumer of the show, and she walked into my house, and this costumer does not know my best friend, and she walked into the house, and she said, "Have you ever seen anything in this house?" And I went, "No, why do you ask?" And she said, "There's a woman standing in your kitchen at your sink, and she has black bouffant hair, and there's a little boy sitting on your base of your steps, and he looks angry. There's something upstairs, don't worry about them, but whatever that is in your basement, that is evil. It's evil, be careful." And I went, interesting. Now, mind you, the 2 of them did not know each other. A few weeks later, I was sitting at my piano practicing, and it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was exhausted, I was tired, and up behind my left ear, I heard something go, and honey, I stood up, I turned the lights off to my music room, I went to bed and locked the door. And I always lock my door when I go to bed. It's just a habit from living in the city. I lock, of course, the house door and then the bedroom door. This bedroom had a padlock on it, actually. I woke up about 4 o'clock in the morning, and my door was standing wide open because I could see all the way into the music room, into the living room. And I forgot to mention that every night at 1:22 in the morning, something would drop on the ceiling above. Clockwork, every single night at 1:22 in the morning. Well, one night I was in my bedroom, and I heard something talking in the living room. And again, my door was shut, my bedroom door was shut and locked, and I heard talking in the living room, and I think, did I leave the TV on? And so I open my door, and I slowly make my way through the music room into the living room and look around the corner, and there's no noise. TV is off. And I quickly go back into my bedroom, close the door, and call one of my good friends and said, "Get over here now. Something is going down in this house." He gets there. Well, before he gets there, I hear some thing outside of my door, and outside my door I hear a child crying, and I hear him being reprimanded by a woman, and I hear the child, mama, and he said mama, and I had a rear entrance out of the bedroom onto a beautiful big screened in porch. I was out, I was gone, peace. So I go and I spend the night with my mother. The next day, I call my best friend, and I'm like, the first person who said that they sensed something in there. I call my best friend and I'm like, look, this is what happened. She said, okay, I will meet you there this evening with my husband. So she comes in and she brings oil. She's super religious, more spiritual, I should say. She brings oil and she's like, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to starting upstairs and going all the way around and down into the bottom level, all the way around. I want you to go above each door, above in each windowsill, and say, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, I command you to leave. So we did that, and we get all the way down. We get to the very front door, which was the last thing to do, and I'm up above the door, and I do the sign of the cross with the oil, and say, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, I command you to leave. And all of a sudden, the power in the house goes out. So I look out my windows. You know, I thought it was a storm. This was late spring. I look out my windows, and all of my neighbors, their power is on. And I look at my best friend. I said, do you notice anything? And she's like, yeah, their power's on, but yours isn't. I call our power company to see if there's an outage in the area, and I'm on the phone with them, and at the 15-minute mark from when that happened, the lights came back on. And I said, I don't understand why 15 minutes, like why? And my friend said, you were being mocked. Whatever was in your basement was the last to leave, and they were mocking the Holy Trinity. There were 5 spirits in the house. 3 times 5 is 15. They were mocking the Holy Trinity. So after that house felt so clean. It was empty. There was nothing there, and it was amazing. So that's my story.